All right guys, in this video, I'm gonna teach you exactly how to set up Google Ads for your epoxy flooring business. I'm gonna dive in and show you the best way to set up your Google Ads campaign, as well as the two biggest mistakes new advertisers always make when they're setting up a Google Ads account. And I'm also gonna even show you the best type of ad copy that persuades the customers to click on your ad and get a quote from you. So if you're interested in that, make sure you watch the entire video so you don't miss out on anything important. But without further ado, let's jump straight into Google Ads. So right now we're in the Google Ads dashboard, and the very first thing I'm gonna do is actually teach you how to find the correct keywords to bid on and see exactly how much your competitors are paying to appear at the top of the page. Now, this is a secret that nobody ever shows you. There's no tutorials out there on YouTube that actually go through and tell you this, right? People really try to gatekeep this secret, but I'm gonna show you how to do it right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to the left-hand side where it says Tools, and then we're gonna go down to Keyword Planner. We're just gonna tap on this and then tap on Discover New Keywords. So what you wanna type in here is just what people would typically type in to find an epoxy flooring business. So I'm just gonna type in epoxy flooring and epoxy flooring near me. And I'm just gonna change this location to my city just so I get the most relevant data, because I don't wanna be targeting all of Australia or all of America or anything like that. I wanna target the city that I live in and where I'm gonna be running the ads, just because I wanna make sure I'm actually getting that correct data points with how much people are actually paying to appear at the top of the page and the correct type of keywords people in Melbourne are actually searching. So once you've selected your city, just tap on Save, and we're gonna tap on Get Results. Now the very first thing we wanna do is tap on this bit here where it says Average Monthly Searches. And this is just gonna bring down the highest searched keywords at the very top. So as you can see right now, epoxy flooring is the highest searched. And the top of page bid range for the low end is $1.76 and the high end is $6.59. Now, if you don't know what this means, I'm gonna teach you right now. So let's go grab this keyword here, epoxy garage floor, and we're going to copy this and paste this into Google. But just remember the top of page bid low range and high range. So we have $2 and $7. So how Google Ads works is it's cost per click. So when somebody clicks on your ad, that's when they charge you. And those prices I was showing you before, that's an estimate on how much people are actually paying the top of the page. And the top of the page is this area, where as you can see, we're at the very top of this page and it says sponsored results. So this is an ad, this is an ad, and this is an ad, right? And then you scroll down, we've got an AI overview, and then we have some products and everything like that. And then here's the organic stuff. So if we look at this, as you can see, there's somebody at the very top who's covering most of the space. This is because they're just paying the highest amount. So they're probably paying close to $7. Now, if all of these people all also pay around $7, it'll just go to who usually gets the higher click-through rate. But honestly, 90% of the time, it's literally just based off pricing. And Google will fluctuate who sits at the top just based on the pricing. So these people are probably paying a little bit less, maybe like $5 or $6, and this one here, maybe around $4. So if we go back to Google Ads and we go through and find all of these, we want to find the ones that, you know, people typically bid on. So what I'd do is I'd type in all these different keywords and see if there's epoxy flooring ads on all of them that are actually business owners, not just people actually selling the product of the epoxy in general, right? So if we did this one here, which is just epoxy flooring, we probably show up a lot of the time for the product, where this is a lot better, where it's very specific. So if we go through here and just tap on all the ones that are a little bit more specific, usually that means it's actually a client looking to get it done rather than looking for the product. So like I said, if you do get a little bit confused and you're like, I don't know if people are actually advertising on this as business owners or if they're advertising this as products. Like this one here, industrial epoxy flooring, I can type it into Google like this, and as you can see, these are commercial epoxy flooring ads for commercial epoxy flooring companies. So obviously, if you're going for the commercial side, you definitely want to be bidding on this type of keyword. Now, what we want to do after we've grabbed all of our keywords, obviously this is a demonstration ad, so I'm not going to fill this out with a ridiculous amount of different ones. I'm just doing this to show you how to actually do it. What you want to do is just copy these, paste these over in your notes somewhere, but please make sure to remember the top of page with low range and high range when it comes to all of these on average, because you don't want to miss out on any traffic. As you can see, these ones are around $7, these are around $4, and this one's around $12. What you want to do is just average out the high top of page bid, because we're going to need this later on. So I'd probably have around $10 as my top of page bid. Now, what we're going to do now is actually build the campaign. So we're going to go over to campaigns and we're going to tap on new campaign, tap on new campaign again. Now what we're going to do is pick our objective. The objective that we need to pick and should always pick when it comes to a service-based business like epoxy flooring is leads, because we want people to fill out our forms or call us from the number on our website. So once we've tapped on that, it will take us down to conversion goals, just add in phone call leads as well, and then have signups and everything. Now I have a separate video that teaches you exactly how to actually set up the conversion tracking for your Google Ads account. I also teach you how to set up the conversion tracking for the phone numbers as well. Now make sure that you watch that after this video, because if you're gonna be spending a bunch of money on Google Ads, you wanna actually know what you're paying for and what's actually working and not working. And if you don't set up the conversion tracking, you won't understand that. But trust me, set the conversion tracking up after this video, after you've watched this whole thing and created your actual campaign with me, because you don't need to set up the conversion tracking ASAP. It just needs to get done at some point today as well, after you've actually created your campaign. So let's tap on continue. And the type of campaign that we want is going to be search, because we want to appeal when people search up things like I was showing you just before, like this, how I searched up industrial epoxy floor coating, and all these people are appearing down here. That's because they're all running search campaigns. So let's go back to Google Ads now. And the type of way that we would like to reach our goal is website visits. So we want people to click on one of these ads and go directly to our website. Now I'm not going to click on one of these ads because I don't want to waste their budget, but what I am going to do is just paste in a demonstration epoxy flooring website just for this video. So now that we've done that, tap on continue and just label the campaign whatever you want to label it. So I just leave with epoxy flooring campaign. I do suggest having two different campaigns, one for commercial and one for residential. Now we're going to go and tap on continue. Now the very first mistake that 99% of new Google advertisers make is actually having this bidding strategy on the wrong thing right at the very start. Now, if you don't have conversions in your ad account already because you're brand new, you need to start this on clicks and then train Google Ads on your own conversion data, and then you can change this to conversions after about 30 days. Now you want to set in a maximum cost per click, because you don't want Google Ads to be spending a ridiculous amount of money for someone to just click on your ad. So now if you remember the top of page bid, high range and low range that I showed you earlier, I'll just pop something on the screen real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. I had prices from $7, $4 and $12, right? Now I'm just gonna have a maximum cost per click around $10, because I don't want it to spend any higher than $10 to get a click, right? And you might be thinking, well, damn, one of them was $12, but that was the very top of the page bid. It doesn't matter that much. I will still be getting a lot of traffic from that area with having a lower bid there. But once you put in your maximum cost per click, tap on next, and we're gonna remove Google search partners and display, just because these are horrible, absolutely hard as fuck to track. So please do not bother trying to figure out how to track the results on that. And you know, if you can't track it, you shouldn't be spending money on it in the first place. So once we've done that, go to locations, tap in enter location, and we're going to go over to advanced search. And I'm going to teach you two different methods to do this. So let's take this down to Chadstone, so I know exactly where we are on the map. Tap on include like that. Now there's one method to doing targeting that's really good for doing bid adjustments later on in the future, and one that's just easy to get the campaign up super quickly. Now the way that I suggest is the way that I'm going to show you right now, is just tap on show all areas and target all the individual areas around you like this. This makes it so in the future you can actually do bid adjustments based on different areas, which ones are converting higher and which ones are converting worse. So you can actually lower the bids in areas that don't get you many clients and up the bids in areas that get you more clients. And you can do that all by postcode or zip code like this. Now, if you want to be lazy and can't be bothered doing this and targeting all your areas like this, and you don't care about your Google Ads campaign that much, you go over to radius and you just dump a massive pin like this and tap on include, and you can target a massive circle like that. And then you can increase and decrease the radius just like this. Now, obviously this is just a demonstration ad account, so I'm just gonna leave the targeting like this, but go with the first method if you really do truly care about how much money you wanna earn from Google Ads. Now tap on save, and this is the second biggest mistake that 99% of advertisers make, and it's right here in this location options area. People have this on presence or interest when this needs to be on presence people in or regularly in. Google has it auto selected as the top one, which is absolutely horrible for your wallet, because people are going to be seeing your ad when they don't live in your area, which is what you don't want, because then you get marketing agencies or anyone like that tapping on your ad and calling you up, and they can be doing it from a completely different foreign country. So you don't want to be wasting money on people like that doing that type of thing. So just make sure to have it on presence people in or regularly in your included location. I hope you're enjoying the value that I'm giving you in this video. Look, if you do want that unfair advantage in your epoxy flooring business, I have my advertising course linked right down in the description. It is the most intense and in-depth guide to running Facebook ads, Google ads, and automating your entire business. Now, I go through absolutely everything there, all the secrets that I can't share for free on YouTube, because if I did, all those methods would get saturated and they wouldn't work anymore. So if you're interested in getting that unfair advantage in your business and really understanding how to optimize your ad account to get more and more profitable results, go to the link in the description and get the course. All right, what we need to do now is go down to audience segments, and I just suggest selecting all the ones that it says are recommended for your business. So I'm just going to go through here and just tap on all these ones. These also allow you to do bid adjustments later on in the future as well, so you can increase bids based off different audience segments and decrease them as well. Just make sure to keep this on observation, don't keep it on targeting, otherwise it'll fuck everything up. So if we go down to more settings now, we can also put in ad schedule. So if you only want to run in between the weekdays, or if you want to run all the time, you can do that here. So you can add in days just like this. Mondays, I want to run it from, this time to this time, just like that. But once you put in your ad schedule, you can just tap on next. Now just tap on next again. Now the keyword and asset generation, we're just gonna go ahead and actually skip this for the moment, just because a lot of the time when I actually use this, it bugs out and then I can't actually publish the campaign. So we're just gonna tap on skip for the moment, and we're gonna manually set this up anyway, because this is the best way to do it. We wanna actually manually do it regardless, because it's really gonna help us out when it comes to getting higher conversions and higher clicks. So I've just pasted in all the keywords that we copied at the very start when we were in the keyword planner, right? These are all the different keywords I'm going to bid on. Like I would suggest normally, if I was to do this properly, I'd have 2 different campaigns for different types of keywords. So I'd have a campaign specifically for commercial epoxy flooring and one specifically for residential. So all these commercial ones like this, I'm just going to get rid of for this particular ad campaign, because this is going to be for residential. So once you've done that, just scroll down and let's actually start building the ad out. So we're going to set this up the absolute best way. The first thing we're doing is we're going to set in our phone number. Just tap on the number like this, or add in a new one if you haven't actually added it in yet. So as you can see, we have the headlines here where you can actually tap on and it'll take you directly to the website. But if they're on mobile, they'll also get this option here where they can actually call you directly from the ad. So once you've done that, tap on apply, and we're going to put in our headlines now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the best headline to actually start off with. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in the squiggly bracket like this and tap on keyword insertion, put it on title case, and just paste in one of your keywords like this. Now I'm just going to quickly make all of these title case, and now just tap on apply. And we're going to pin this as headline 1, and then we're going to put in another headline right below it. We're going to pin this into headline 2, and we're going to make it something that has to do with speed to lead, like, hey, get your floors done in the next 48 hours or something like that. So for headline 2, I'm going to do fast quotes, zero mess. We're going to pin this into position 2, and then I'm going to make this one here, same day epoxy flooring. So let me explain these headlines real quick for you. So this one grabs any keyword up here. So if any of the clients have typed in any of these keywords right here and it's triggered your ad, it's actually going to take that and put that keyword as the first headline. As you can see right here, epoxy flooring near me, which is this keyword right here. Now you cannot be any more relevant to what the searcher is searching than their literal words in the search bar, right? Now this boosts the click-through rate a ridiculous amount because you're unbelievably relevant to what they're actually searching. By the way, I do have to tell you that we do have to change all these keywords over to exact match after we've done this, but I'm gonna show you the really easy, quick method to do it, because we don't want this as broad match, which is what it is right now, because people who search up anything slightly related to this will see our ad. We want this to be exact match because we want people to type in exactly these exact words, and then our ad can appear. Otherwise, we'll get a bunch of irrelevant clicks from irrelevant traffic. But stick around, I'll show you exactly how to do that, so don't stress at all. So once we've put in our headlines like this, I like these different headlines. They look really nice. We need to go down and actually build out our descriptions as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna paste in 2 descriptions that I've created, just like this, and I've just pinned them here as well, just so we can see it. Please ignore the ad strength. this is an irrelevant metric. Like, it literally does nothing. It basically just tells you how much control you have over Google. If I just unpinned everything and then just added in more headlines, this would be excellent ad strength, but the ad would actually be pretty poor performing. Like, I wouldn't get many results because I'm not actually putting in the words that actually matter and actually convert people. Google doesn't really understand what makes people convert and click on the ad, but when you've been doing this for so long, you kind of understand, relevancy is a massive thing, social proof, speed to lead, and just ease of use. These things are absolutely killer when it comes to getting clicks. Also discounts as well, these are also incredible. So as you can see, we have relevancy, we have speed to lead right here, fast quotes, zero mess, which is just, a bonus. And then we have same day epoxy flooring, which is just speed to lead again. So this is what people love to see. Now, as you can see right now, epoxy flooring contractor near me, it grabbed this keyword right here, and then it's used a same day epoxy flooring as my second headline. And then here's the actual description down here, which is just absolutely killer. Super punchy, 5-star because we're premium, epoxy floors across Melbourne. I'll probably put capitals on these just to make it look a little bit better. Durable, seamless, and built to last. Free quotes, fast epoxy installs, and with a full satisfaction guarantee and long-lasting finish. I mean, come on, it's an absolutely killer ad. Like, this thing is gonna print money. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna scroll down, and I would suggest filling out the rest of these headlines. If you want, just have different variations of stuff, but just make sure to pin the ones that are really good, right? See how I've done it here, where I've pinned this one in first position, and then I've got 2 pins in the second position, which, these ones are really good. Now, things like this, I'm not gonna use. This is just a horrible headline. Now, what we got down here in the descriptions, just have in about 2 more descriptions I recommend, and just have them pinned as well. Like 2 different variations of the first description and 2 different variations of the second description. Now we're gonna add in images. So as you can see, I've just tapped on website and social, and it's found all the images on my website that I suggested. I'm just gonna tap on all the ones here that look absolutely amazing. Now, obviously, because the website I put in very much does a lot of commercial work rather than residential work. As you know, this is a residential ad campaign, so I wouldn't actually use any of these different commercial photos. I'd only use residential, but since this is an example and it's just a page that only has commercial, we're just gonna go with it for the example anyway. But yeah, I would only use residential photos because it's a residential ad campaign. So tap on save, put in your business name, add in your logo, then you can add in your site links. This is just different links to different parts of your website so people can click on it. So epoxy flake flooring, automotive epoxy flooring. So this is where this appears for people. They can see it like this, they can tap on it there. But once you've added in your site links, we can put in call outs. They're just tiny little snippets right at the end of the actual descriptions, just like this. They just appear right at the end. I don't really bother with these too much. They don't really make much of a difference. We've already mastered the descriptions to look absolutely killer regardless. So we don't really need those extra words. Now you can add in promotions, pricing if you have stock pricing. I don't really bother with anything here. Do not use the lead forms on Google Ads. They're horrible, they suck. You're just gonna get a bunch of dud leads and it's gonna be a massive waste of money. So don't use those. And yeah, now what we need to do is just tap on save, tap on next, and just set in your daily budget. What I recommend for this is grabbing your maximum cost per click, which for me was $10. That's how much I set in my maximum cost per click, timesing that amount by 10, so $100 per day in ad spend. So this means at bare minimum, I should get 10 clicks per day, but it's most likely gonna be around 15 because not every click is gonna be $10 exactly. And if you have a good website, which I hope you do, it should convert around 30%. So that should guarantee you at least 3 different quotes every single day. So just set in your custom budget like this, put it to what it is, 100. But for me, I'm just obviously doing an ad campaign and I don't want to set this live by accident and then get money taken out of my account like I have a few times. I'm just going to set this on $5 and I'm going to tap on next. And then you just want to publish the campaign, but do not worry about the warning sign here where it says bidding. This is just because you have it focusing on clicks instead of conversions. Like I said, we're going to change this over later on, but don't stress about this. This will save you so much money in the long run and it'll get you way better results for your Google Ads campaign as well. All right, guys, we're not done just yet. We still need to actually change the keywords from broad match to exact match so you don't waste a bunch of money on useless, irrelevant clicks. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go over to audience, keywords, and content, tap on keywords, and we're just going to go straight into our keywords here. Now what we want to do is just tap on the square, tap on edit, go to change match types, change your match types, and then change these over to exact match and then tap on apply. And this will change these, as you can see from here. It says broad, and now as you can see, they're all exact match keywords. All right, guys, if you do want that unfair advantage in your epoxy flooring business, my advertising course is linked straight down the description. I'll teach you exactly how to set up and optimize your Facebook ads, Google ads, and automating your entire business. Now, this is an unbelievably useful course for service-based businesses like epoxy flooring. I share all the secrets that I can't share for free on YouTube, so you get the most in-depth, up-to-date strategies when it comes to Google ads and Facebook ads for your epoxy flooring business. If you do want that course, it's just straight down in the description. Make sure to go get it, check it out, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day. Like and subscribe.